What is up, everybody? Happy Monday morning. As I told you last week, I was going to bring you a brief overview of every chapter of the book Steal Like an Artist right here, because it's incredible. It no joke. It is the best book I've ever read in regard to navigating social media, but the book isn't even about social media. That's what's so incredible about it. So I want to jump in because, guys, remember, way more people are going to catch the replay every time you go live. So don't always appease the live audience, because sometimes when we do it, we end up hurting the replay audience, which is the bigger audience. So we don't want to go live and go, hey, guys, we're going to get started in just a couple minutes, right? And then people go, nope, I'm not waiting, and they jump off, right? That is also bad for the replay because nobody's going to stick around for it. So jump into your content. If you need to, in the middle of your content, remind people what you're doing. But what is up, everybody? I hope you're having a great start to your week. Let me know in the comments. I need to be better at creating engagement on here. And so say what's up in the comments. Where are you watching this from? That's always interesting to know. What platform are you on? Are you on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? Are you in one of the Facebook groups? I'm always interested to know. So this is chapter 2 of Steal Like an Artist, and we're going to start right here. In chapter 2, this is actually what the chapter is titled. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Guys, when it comes to the world of social media, I cannot say this enough. Your people don't need to be impressed by you. They just need you to show up. And so I love the way this chapter starts, because it doesn't matter if you truly understand, like, what do I want my brand to be? What types of messages do I want to push out there? What type of content do I want to cover as I do social media at a higher level? Guys, just start. You don't have to fully understand and grasp what you need to be, who you need to be, in order to just be present in front of your people. You've got to get out in front of them regardless. And so look at some people showing up. We got Francis in Fort Worth. We got Daryl. What's up, Daryl Barton, hanging out from LinkedIn. Insurance agent extraordinaire from Oklahoma City. Man, I'm so grateful for you guys hanging out. And so this is where we got to start. But then, guys, here's where we've got to go next inside of this chapter. It's in the act of making things and doing our work that we figure out who we are. And so, guys, the only way to understand who you're supposed to be on social media is start being something. And you're going to do it and go, oh, yeah, I'm not doing that again. And you're going to do something else, and you're going to go, well, that was kind of cool. I'm going to do that again. And many of you have heard this story, and hopefully some of you haven't. So I'm not just speaking to an audience that already knows this. But I'll never forget, I did a video series years ago because I love sports. I love everything about sports. Look at this, Jeff McDonald in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, with Prime Lending. What's up, bro? Come on, man. Look at us. Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Fort Walton Beach. We're just spanning the globe. Spanning the globe. Thanks for hanging out, Jeff. And so, guys, I love sports. And so a couple years back, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a Saturday morning Facebook Live show where I pick the spread for all the NFL games. Man, it's going to be cool. I'm so great at this. People are going to love it. Guys, I did it for 7 weeks, and it was awful. It was awful. Nobody watched. Nobody cared. And here's what I quickly learned. Man, now that I have kids and stuff, I don't have time to like pay attention to sports as much as I used to. And so I really have nothing to say. I have no value to offer this conversation. And so it failed, but you know what? It allowed me to check something off the list of here's what I will never do a video about again. And so in the act of making things and doing our work, that's how we figure out who we are, guys. So jump in and start going. Jump in and start going. Go figure out what your people want the most from you. But they're not going to tell you. They're going to vote with their action. They're going to vote with their viewership. They're going to vote with their comments. And so you won't know until you just do something. And so here's the easiest way is to start copying. Guys, start copying. When you see what other people are doing, begin to kind of knock off those ideas. And that's where you need to start. Because here's what's cool about how this works on social media. You could literally do exactly what somebody else did, and it's going to just naturally be different because you're not them. They're not you, right? So without even trying, you could literally knock off someone, and it's going to feel different. Your people probably don't know them. And now maybe don't knock off like your neighbor. Maybe don't knock off somebody in your office, right? Maybe pick a realtor, a lender, an insurance agent that's out of state doing something cool. And you go, man, I like this. Man, I like the way that felt. I think I'm going to try that. Start copying. But here's the flow of this. You're going to imitate first, then transform. Because the whole point of copying, guys, is you've got to start. And this is what we experience. So in my business, content compounding, we deal with clients all the time that because, right, like they're realtors, they're lenders, they're insurance agents, they're not necessarily like a creative. And so we will get into a design consultation and they don't know what they like, but they know what they don't like, right? They know when they see it, they know, oh, I don't like that. But they have a hard time identifying what they do like because for some of them, their brain doesn't work creatively like that. And so if you're like that, you will have paralysis by analysis because you will never start because you can't creatively come up with what you want to do. This is why copying first, imitating first is really powerful. And then as you imitate, you can then begin to transform. You're going to take what started as imitation and you're going to transform it into who you are. But you can't get there the other way around. You can't identify who you are in the very beginning without starting to do the work first. This is why this book is called Still Like an Artist, right? Because we've got to start somewhere. But then here's how I want to kind of end this. There is a very real syndrome out there called imposter syndrome. And all of us, if we're not careful, we have fallen victim to this, and we will continue to fall victim to this if we aren't intentional. How do we protect against imposter syndrome? You've got to stop playing the comparison game first. You got to stop. Every situation is unique, right? Everybody has different backgrounds. Everybody has different personalities, right? You've got super extroverted people. You've got really introverted people. You've got people that man, they went to college for theater. You've got people like me that used to be a pastor. And so I literally spoke for a living for 10 years. And so then when I started doing video, I was already better than most people because of the background that I had. And so it would have been so bad for others to compare themselves to me when they were teachers. They worked in an auto body shop. They sold insurance. They weren't used to standing on a stage, speaking in front of people. Therefore, that comparison is trash. And so we've got to stop playing the comparison game because here's what else is true. When we compare, Sometimes you'll win, but most of the time you'll lose. You're always going to find more people out there that do that one thing better than you find people that do it worse. And so we've got to stop playing the comparison game. This will begin to rid us of imposter syndrome. But we've also, to get rid of imposter syndrome, we've got to care a little bit less about what people think. We've got to care a little bit less of the opinion of others. Because if we didn't care so much about what our neighbor thought, or about what my sister thought, or my mom, or whoever, right? If we didn't care so much, we wouldn't feel pressure to try to be like everyone else. The moment that I came into the realization that the greatest thing that I can offer this earth is me, right? Like, I am it. I'm the greatest thing that I can offer. I may not be the greatest thing out there, but I'm the greatest thing that I can offer. And when you come into agreement with your uniqueness, with what you bring to the table, right, it's powerful. And here is how the book ends this chapter. And I want to just read this to you guys. It says this: merely imitating your heroes is not flattering them. Transforming their work into something of your own is how you flatter them. Adding something to the world that only you can add. Guys, we are robbing the world. We are robbing the people. You are robbing your people. Every time you refuse to go on camera as yourself. Because that's who they want. They want their quirky friend. They want their friend that's slightly inappropriate, that you might put your foot in your mouth while you're on camera, and that's why they watch you. They don't want the perfected version of you. They don't want the version of you that's just trying to look like everybody else. They want you. And the minute you give yourself to them, it changes the game for you on social media. This is a game changer. This is the opportunity that you have in front of you to be more top of mind with your people, to increase your sales, to increase the referral business that you're getting, because you simply decide to show up. So this has been chapter 2 of Steal Like an Artist. Next week, I'll be back with chapter 3. I hope you've got a nugget from it. You found some value in it. Have an awesome Monday, guys. See y'all soon.